did you find as the major reasons behind such a slow start?
Not adjusting to their physicality, not paying attention to some specifics game plan wise, personnel wise. Just very, very comfortable coming out. The shots they got, the people that got those shots, and then execution offensively way too slow for a team that was trapping. We couldn't figure out the blitz.
Are these turnarounds in so many games, are they encouraging or discouraging that there have been these enormous swings?
Both. Inconsistency is obviously not a good thing, and the fact that you either build a lead or fight back from a deficit, there's some positives to it, but on the flip side is you're obviously letting leads slip away or getting yourself in a big hole, and so the thing we talked about was being more consistent coming in, and we've been anything but that, and pretty much played halves all year, other than the Dallas game where we played 3 good quarters.
Is this type of performance from Tari indicative that he can have those types of takeover games more going forward?
Yeah, I think we all know that, and we know the impact he has when he plays. It's been a matter of him working his way back, and so that'll continue to increase. But that we're kind of a victim to that at times where we can't run him too long, or early on he had the restrictions a little bit, and so you didn't want to run him long stretches. But when he's out there, he does good things always.
When did you feel like you started playing the right way?
Probably halfway through the third. We subbed some guys out and brought some guys in that brought energy, played with a different pace. I do feel even the start of the third, we at least defensively started to pick up full court and be the aggressor, basically what they were doing the first half. And so played better to start. I think the second unit and third unit that came in really obviously brought us back into the game.
What led to Alpy playing just the 8.5 minutes in the first half and leaving the floor a couple minutes early?
Not handling the pace of the game, the physicality. Like I said, the blitzes that they were doing when we got it to him or the other bigs in the pocket, we weren't executing out of that. We've seen that quite a few times now. Something that we got to continue to improve on, and just not playing the sharpest game, honestly. And so I don't think it was just Alpy. I took a lot of guys out and put a lot of guys that hadn't seen minutes this year in for a spark, and tried a few different guys until we found what worked. So it wasn't just an Alpy thing. Obviously, you're down a 30-point deficit. It's a whole group more so than one person.
Was there a reason why he went to the locker room early?
I do not know. I didn't even know he went.
Did you feel like he was better in that third quarter when he was out there?
I think the group was in general. Offensively, he hasn't found his rhythm yet, and so missing shots that he normally made last year. Defense, I think the whole group was. They played with more energy, and we played as the aggressor. But offensively, still not as sharp as he had been. Like I said, missing shots he normally makes.
Had a lot of possessions late in the fourth quarter, overtime, where teams were really sagging off him. Golden State, how did you feel about how he attacked those possessions?
It was decent. I think it's different when the guards are on him versus the 5. And obviously when we don't have a 5 out there, a lot of teams will put their 5 on him. So that was different when Looney was there versus some of the guys we brought up into the action. So I liked when he got downhill and attacked and, found some kickouts and drew the crowd. It's a different story when the 5 is sitting back in the paint. So we try to have him as more of the screener when the 5 was on him.
Do you feel like Fred is still getting the same shots he was getting last year, or defense playing them any differently?
A little bit of both. Tonight, for example, they pretty much blitzed everybody, every ball handler. To start the season, he was getting the great looks, and he made some and missed some, and been a little up and down as far as that, like the shooting numbers from 3. But overall, getting good looks. What we did like about this year was that he didn't have to handle as much with Jalen and Alman and different guys improving, so he could be the recipient of some of those. And so continue to take those. And, yeah, I'm not worried about his shot as much. I think a few guys went through a tough stretch tonight, but got decent looks. But I would say his quality is as good as last year.
Jalen and Fred didn't have, they weren't as efficient as they've been, in a couple of games this season. How do you get them back on track?
I mean, it's one game that, we didn't shoot it extremely well early in the season, specifically Charlotte, and then, came back and had some really good games. We liked the looks we got in that first game, and then kind of got the a duplicate game plan in against San Antonio and had great looks and knocked some of those down. So for those guys, just continue to take the right shot, make the right play, not get caught up in some misses and start to press a little bit. And so, yeah, it wasn't both of their nights, but it wasn't a lot of people's nights. And the bench and third unit came in and gave us a spark.
How did you feel about the quality of the shots that Jalen and Fred were getting tonight?
Decent. I think they got some good looks, but especially when we put Smalls in the action, but the bigs disrupted them in the blitz there. But they do the right thing, get off the ball, and the others have to make plays. You got the numbers behind it if you can get to the pocket or an advanced pass out of it, and we've seen that quite a few times this year, and still need some improvement in that area when teams blitz us.
What do you think it's going to take to get Alperen to turn it around?
Got to find the rhythm for sure. I mean, we're moving him around a little bit, obviously, where he's really good in the pocket. He's had decent looks there. And then teams are going after him in the post sometimes, but you like him on the elbow isos also. But a rhythm in, whether it's getting himself into shape to play, early season, it might be part of it. But sometimes he's on point blank, misses that he didn't have as much last year. And so continue to work with him and get him the right looks. And obviously he'll snap out of that because the quality looks are too good. You're not going to continue to miss those.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.